Duplex buildings in Nigeria are one of the most built building structures after the bungalow designs, which are also one of the most popular building designs we have in Nigeria. So the duplex building designs normally comes with a decking slab, whereby we have a ground floor and also we have the first floor. On the ground floor, you can find most of the spaces like the kitchen, the dining, the laundry room, the living rooms. Also, you can find the guest room on the ground floor itself. Then going to the first floor, you mostly find the staircases which are going to take you to the first floor. And going to the first floor, you can find most of the bedrooms ranging from 3 rooms to 4 rooms. And then you can find other auxiliary spaces like the bar and the CCTV rooms, which are being used and mounted for security purposes. Also, on the duplex apartment, most people prefer to have their buildings to be void over, whereby you can actually feel free and comfortable and gives you a luxurious experience on the duplex building designs. So for the void over designs, most people do it to save cost and expenses also, but it also has its disadvantages, which means that it can short you on the spaces you may need upstairs. So the void overs in the duplex building design is also a good experience, but it has its own disadvantages. But it can lessen the cost of building a duplex building design in Nigeria. So the cost of building a duplex in Nigeria varies a lot and it depends on a lot of factors, which we will mention in this video. Our number one factor, we talk about the size of the building plan. The size of the building plan can affect the cost of building a duplex in Nigeria, whereby if you have a kind of 15-meter by 30-meter building plan, and then you have a lesser building size, the one with the 15 meters by 30 meters building size will have a much greater cost to construct than the one which is lesser. Then we have the second aspect of what affects the cost of building plan in Nigeria. We have the type of land you're using to build. So for say you're using a land type which is swampy and someone else is building a land type which is a dry land. So you find out that most people who are building in a swampy area will have much higher expenses than the people who are building on the dry land, because one, when we talk about the swampy area, we're talking about the foundation type that they are going to be doing there will be different, where they'll be doing the piling foundation, the raft foundation on the swampy area. And then when you go to the dry land, you find out they are doing mostly the pad foundation. So these things make and affect the building cost in Nigeria if you're trying to build a duplex. So you have to check this and make sure that whatever land type you're going to use, you have the actual budget to complete your building design. What next affect the cost of constructing a duplex in Nigeria? We have the construction method you're using for your building project. You see that most people build with partition walls, whereby the building structures are being put in place first, where we have the structural columns and the beams. This type of design is mostly done by the government agencies or the government project or bigger firms, whereby you see that they put the foundation layout, then they put up the beams, the columns. And then we have the most common building construction method, where the building structures are being put in place with the building walls itself. So for the first part of it, whereby the building structures are first built, is called the partition walls. They use the partition walls first before adding the building walls then secondly. Meanwhile, for the normal residential building designs we have in Nigeria, because of the cost of the first one, most people prefer building the structures with the building walls all together. So all this can affect the cost of building your house. Also, we have the test of the client. So generally, the cost of constructing a duplex might vary generally because of one, the building duplex itself might cost exactly the same amount to build the structure But when you look at the finishes, the type of finishes most people will decide to use in their building homes, like we have the paintings, the ceiling designs, the flooring of the place, the plastering. So everybody have different tastes. So one might decide to use a much expensive material to finish his house, and the other might decide to use a more lower cost material to complete his building project. So all these add up to the cost of building a duplex currently in Nigeria. Having gotten the knowledge about what affect the cost of building a duplex in Nigeria, now we'll talk about what you need after knowing this. Or first of all, you need a land. You need to get a land, or you acquire a land. In Nigeria, you can get a land by inheritance or from your ancestral homes, or you can decide to buy a land. Generally in Nigeria, most places, a land can cost 500,000 to 2 million naira depending on the location, especially where you find yourself in places like Lagos, Port Harcourt and Abuja, all those high income areas. So after getting your land, you have to make sure that you get the proper legal documents for that land, and also make sure that you come with a barrister so that you can check and balance all those documents to make sure that you're not being played. What else do you need after getting your building land? You need to get a surveyor, a registered surveyor. So the surveyor will determine the boundary of your land and also the size of the land you're getting. So when you're done with that, you get your registered survey plan. So what else you need to do? You get that survey plan to your architect. The architect will be responsible to use the size of the land to design whatever building plan you want, either a bungalow or a duplex. But for this project, we are talking about building a duplex. And also, he's going to advise you on the land location regulations or where you buy your land, because most places they may not allow you to build a duplex design. Places like that are closer to the airport. So the architect will design the building plan. You also show on the building layouts where you can have your car parks, your water tanks, your soakaway pits, and mostly show the building lines where you can have your fence and all this. So what next you need to get after getting the building plan? You need to meet the surveyor, the structural engineer. The structural engineer will design a structural plan for you, which you're going to use on your building construction. The structural design is also a very important building document in the construction process, because one, after determining this type of soil you're going to be building on, you get the structural plan from the structural designer. It tells you the type of foundation you're going to use. It determines the land and the load bearing capacity of your land, and it designs a kind of foundation that will fit that type of structure and the land you're going to be building, so that your building wouldn't collapse. So mostly when you hear people say building collapse, because they do not know the soil type they are going to be building that building on, and it's just built for building sake. So all this you have to make sure you're checking it. And then we have the mechanical and the electrical drawings. So these drawings will show, after getting it, they will show you how the piping and the electrical fittings are going to fit into your homes, where they are going to pass. And they also, let me let you know, they also respect the fact that you have the architectural and the structural drawings. So these two drawings guide the mechanical and the electrical drawings, where they show you the position of your lighting fittings, your plumbing materials, and your HVAC system. All these materials come in place in this design. So all these are very necessary when you're trying to build a duplex design. After getting all the building drawings plan, like the architectural drawing, the structural drawing, the mechanical drawings, and the electrical drawings, then you need to proceed to make your building approval. So when you're doing your building approval, we have some documents you need to submit. We have the survey plan, and you can also submit your tax documents, or you can also submit the deeds of assignment. for your building land in your town planning agency, depending on where you bought your land from. So these places are where you're going to submit your building documents for approval, and make sure that the drawings are sealed by the registered professionals, which include the architect, the structural engineer, which is the civil engineer, the mechanical engineer, and the electrical engineer. Make sure they seal your drawings before you take them for approval. If not, they are going to bounce back to you. After getting your building approval, we have various stages in the building construction process. We have the foundation level. We have from the foundation level, you can build to the lintel level, on the decking level. Then from the decking level, you can build to the roofing level on the first floor. From the roofing level, you can also do your parapet designs and the concrete fascia. So the concrete fascia is different from the parapet design. Most people misunderstand this, but you can look and see that this is the concrete fascia and this is also the parapet design. So after then, you can also choose to do the roofing for your building projects. So if you're doing the roofing, you also have to know that the type of roofing material you use will affect the cost of your building project. So I'll be giving the breakdown estimate of building a house, which is a duplex design currently in Nigeria. So if you see me looking down, I'll be reading from my phone screen, so it makes it much less easier for me. So first, let's get started. We have 530 length of 12 mm rods, which have been used for this building project at the rate of 4,800 naira. 100 lengths of 10 mm rods have been used also. 4 rolls of binding wire have been bought. Then 9,500 pieces of blocks have been bought at the rate of 300 naira. That is if you're buying the blocks. We have 1,000 bags of cement have been used for this project. Then 200 tons of granite, 13 trips of sharp sand also have been bought for this project. That is for the foundation and the DPC level. We also have 150 pieces of planks. 3 bundles of pegs have been used for the layouts of the foundation in this building project. 6 bags of 6 bags of nails have been used. So for the foundation and to the DPC level, we have spent up to 13 million naira plus. Then going to the decking, which is from the decking to the first floor and its walls, we have bought 190 length of 16 mm rods, 185 bags of cement for the block laying. We have also bought 3 tons of sharp sand for this building, 5 tons of stone, 450 pieces of bamboo. So the bamboo is used to support the plank so that it doesn't pull off when they are pouring the concrete. So for the total, we have spent 2.4 million naira for this. And then we have the concrete fascia, which have been used in the building project. We have bought 70 lengths of 10 mm rods at the rate of 3,300 naira, 1 roll of binding wire at the rate of 12,500 naira, 50 pieces of plank, 100 pieces of wood also have been bought, 2 trips of stones. This is for the concrete fascia. We have 1 bag of 2 inches nails, 2 bags of 3 inches nails also have been bought, and then we have used 100 bags of cement. So for the concrete fascia, actually, it has cost up to 900,000 naira plus. That is 918,000 naira to be precise. So what else do? We have the roofing design of this building structure. We have used the stone tiles zinc for this building construction. So we have 2 bags of 4 inches nails, 2 bags of 3 inches nails, 326 square meters of stone tiles and material zinc. So for the stone tiles accessories, what is required to make the stone tiles like the ridge caps and every other thing, we have them here. We have spent up to like 200,000 naira. So for the total of this building, we have spent for the roofing 1.5 million naira on it. Then we have the grand total. So let me read it out for you. On the stages, the foundation slash the DPC to the decking level, we have spent up to 13 million naira. From the decking level to the first floor walls, we have spent 2.4 million naira. The parapet or the concrete fascia, we have spent 918,000 naira. The roofing level, we have spent close to. So for the grand total of building a duplex in Nigeria, generally from what we have done, cost up to 17 million naira in the year 2023. So if you need the PDF so you can take a look at it, you can also give me a call on my WhatsApp number on the screen. Also, you can message me on my email, link will be in the description below. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.